Hey guys, I know I am not here today, but we are going to be making the top part of our clay cupcake. You have already made this part right here, the bottom part. We're now going to make the top here. How you are going to do that is I will show you. We're going to be using coiling. I showed you how to do coiling before. The first step is you are going to get a chunk of clay. And you're going to rip off a piece. To rip it off easier, just take your fingers, wrap it around, and squeeze. I'm just squeezing it. And rip it off. That makes it so that you can roll it out into coils easier. Remember, you are going to make it into a hot dog shape first. Kind of just squish it into a hot dog shape. And then you will roll out your coils. Now, if you get an edge, let's say it flattens out kind of like this. See how it's flat? All you have to do is tap it down on the edge that's flat and then roll it some more gently. We're not pressing too hard. If you press it too hard, then it won't fix itself. I'm just using the palm of my hand here and I'm pressing down, working out any flat spots and rolling it into a coil. How big do we want the coil to be? About the size of our finger. We want it about the width of our finger. So I'm just going to roll out my coil here. When you have a good coil rolled out, then we're going to start making the spiral top of the cupcake. Alright, so I have my coil. It's about the thickness of my finger. It's pretty long. See how long it is? You're going to take your bottom of your cupcake that we did before. We did last week. And you're going to take your coil. You're going to lay your coil on top of the bottom of your cupcake. And you're just going to wrap it around. Keep wrapping it to make the top of your cupcake. Now if you have a hole, like I do, that's fine. We're going to take the rest of our clay and we're going to make another coil and attach it. But remember, when you're coiling stuff or when you're adding a piece of clay to another piece of clay, you have to score and slip. So I'm going to take my little rolled out piece off for a second. And I'm going to take my potter's knife, which you all will get one. There's going to be tools on my desk. And you will score and slip it all together. How do we score and slip? We rough up the edges of the clay so it gets all nice and rough, like that. Look at how rough that is. You're going to do it to both sides. So I'm going to do it to that side, and then I'm going to do it to the side that I'm going to be attaching. Just roughing it up. I'm making little X's. Just doing lines. You could do this with a pencil if you don't have a potter's knife. Alright, and then I'm going to go get some water. I have a little cup of water here. I'm going to put water on all the rough edges. So I just scored it, and now I'm slipping it. The water is the slip. And then I'm just going to put my coil back on the way I had it. And that's going to attach it better. Remember, that acts as a glue. After you scored and slipped, then you can rub it out some more to make it stick harder. We don't want this to come apart. That won't make a very good lid. So I have one section done. Now I'm going to continue to do the rest of my coiling. Just scoring and slipping all the way through. I'm going to score the bottom part too so that I can attach it like a glue. And I'm just going to roll it up after I add some water. I want to check and make sure that it still fits on my cup before I get it too far. I'm going to check it. It's a little thick up here and it's a little thin at the bottom, so I'll undo it before I've gotten it too glued down. That's better at the bottom. And now I can do it at the top. There we go. Now I'm going to take it off again and I'm just going to smooth everything out. I'm going to smooth out the inside using my thumb and my pointer finger to smooth out the edges on the inside. I don't have to smooth this a lot. I just want it to stick together so there's no holes in my clay. Then I'll smooth out the top. Again, I don't want to smooth it out a lot because I like that little spiral texture that makes it look like frosting. Makes it look fun. Just making sure that it sticks together. Just pressing it together a little bit. I'm not pressing very hard. Do not press very hard. Alright, so there's my top. Part of it anyway. I'm going to roll out some more coil from this chunk that I still have over here so I can finish up the top. If you don't use all your clay, that is okay. We can reuse it for something else later. You can make a cherry out of it like I did on mine. See the cherry on top? You could add sprinkles, you could add a little smiley face. Maybe you want to make your cup into a smile guy. It's up to you. But if you're going to add clay to it, remember, you have to score and slip. Any piece that I add to it, I have to score and slip. So I'm going to add this piece here. So I'm going to score it. Then I'm going to score this edge. Scoring all the way around. And I'm going to add some water. Add some water to this one too. And then I can attach it. Now I'm not going to need all this. So I can just twist it off. Whatever I don't use, I set aside. Okay. And I'm going to smooth it out again, just so that's attached. And there you go. You have your top. You can smooth out this bottom part here if you don't want that coil. See how I smoothed that out? And you can just put it on top. Make sure you press it on there. And there you go. You have your cupcake. And again, I can add stuff to this. If I want to make this into a little ball, I can score and slip this. Scoring and slipping my little ball, scoring and slipping the top, adding some water, and then attaching it. Just wiggle it down and smooth it out. And there you have a cherry on top. Maybe I want to add some sprinkles, so I'm going to make a really, really thin coil. I'm going to make a really, really thin coil. See how tiny that is compared to our other ones? The other one was about this thick. Now I have a really thin one. And I can chop these out. Just cut them. And then I can score and slip on my piece and score and slip these guys. Add a little bit of water. And I can make sprinkles on it. You can do whatever you want to it as details. I'm not going to do all of these on the video just because it gets kind of boring. Alright, there you can see I've added little sprinkles. You can add whatever you like. We're doing the coiling for the top. We've already done the pinch pot bottom, like that. And coil for the top. When you are finished, you are going to leave your top on top of your pinch pot. And you are going to set it on the counter where I have a board that has your teacher's name on it. You're just going to set it on the counter. I will get it when I come back. Okay? There shouldn't be any questions. If you do, you can ask your substitute or you can ask somebody at your table. This is what we're making. Little cupcake, pinch pot, and coil. It'll look like this one. It'll be bone dry next time I see you. Okay? Cool. Have fun.